This is JP with Political Pop Culture, and this is my take. Wyoming voters are going to the polls today, and they're going to the polls to vote in one of the most closely watched and anticipated primary races in this entire election season. The Republican primary pitting incumbent Liz Cheney, who's been censured and renounced by the Wyoming GOP, against Harriet Hageman, a Trump-endorsed lawyer who's challenging Cheney for her seat in the U.S. House of Representatives. Now, recent polls show Cheney is a huge underdog, with Hageman leading by a whopping 22 points, and in a move reeking of desperation. And with hints of her father's traitorous nature, Liz Cheney has been encouraging stupid people to switch from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party just to vote for Cheney in the primary. A page on Cheney's campaign website even has a section with instructions for how stupid people can change their party so they can vote for her. Hageman's campaign manager, Carly Miller, told Wyoming Public Media, quote, "When Liz Cheney's only hope is to appeal to Democrats to raid a Republican primary, you know she has gone all the way over to Nancy Pelosi's side. Wyoming is fed up with Cheney, and it's too late for any election shenanigans to save her." I tell you what, I hope Carly Miller is right, because Wyoming has seen some pretty big changes in their voter registration numbers this year. Democrats have lost more than 7,000 voters, and Republicans have picked up more than 11,000. Now, that may not sound like a lot to somebody from California or Texas, but keep in mind that Wyoming is the most sparsely populated state in the union, with only 581,000 residents. While 581,000 is not a lot of people, it's a heck of a lot more than are subscribed to this channel, which is frankly mind-boggling because I think we put out some pretty good content. But hey, do me a favor, click on the like button, click on that subscribe button, and then hit the notification bell. That way you will be the first to know every time we drop new content, and just adding that like really does a lot to help the channel. I mean, it really tells the algorithms that people want to see the content, and I know you do, so thank you for that. Now, the level of chicanery coming out of Liz Cheney's campaign should come as no surprise when you consider that as a candidate, she's received a mere $386,000 in campaign donations from donors inside Wyoming. According to the Federal Election Commission records, Cheney's campaign has brought in over $15 million. Do the math on that. She's brought in over $15 million, but only $386,000 in her home state. Large chunks of Cheney's money is coming from, surprise, surprise, California, where the people who jeered Cheney when she voted with former President Trump 90% of the time are now cheering for her because she's attacking him. $1.5 million in donations. That's 10% of her contributions in total have come from the People's Republic of California. Now, do you suppose that those Californians are supporting Cheney for her political record, or is it because of her unabashed hatred of Donald Trump? Cheney's brought in almost $1 million from the state of Texas. That's almost 3 times what she's received in her own state. And her donor rolls in Texas, well, they include names like George W. Bush, Karl Rove, and Donald Evans. The left is so desperate to support anything and anyone anti-Trump that they'll even latch on to a political loser like Cheney, who, when it comes down to it, isn't losing her seat because of her disapproval of Donald Trump, but over her choice to serve her interests, her own interests, instead of those of the people she was elected to represent. Liz Cheney turned her back on her constituents. She betrayed them. She silenced their voices because she believes that her voice is more important. Today, voters in Wyoming will take their voices back, regardless of Cheney's cheating, backstabbing, and left-wing bankrolling. Well, that's my take. What's your take? Let me know your take in the comments below. You can also let me know your take by joining the cult at PolPopCult on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Rumble, and now Truth Social. Thank you for listening.